Howdy folks, it's Untitled Turtle here and welcome back to Explain 11. You're wondering why my voice is so raspy? It's because my allergies today are going crazy. And no matter what allergy pills I take, they make me so dizzy and nauseous and headaches and fall asleep for like 20 hours a day. So I have very adverse reactions to all medications, and allergy medications seem to be the worst, so we just have to deal with a raspy voice. But hopefully you will forgive me. What are we doing today? We are going to take out the default Cirrus Vision SF50 with the G1000, which means I have to relearn the G1000 every time because we only see it every couple months. We'll see it once every 2 or 3 months or so. It's not difficult. In fact, it's quite easy. I just don't have everything memorized and speedy. So we'll work through that as the time comes. Where are we today? We are flying Sierra Leone, starting in Monrovia in Liberia and heading to Lungi in Sierra Leone. I don't know how long the flight's going to take because I forgot to get the distance. I just wanted to use this plane, so it should be pretty straightforward. We don't have a checklist for this thing because I keep forgetting to make one, and they keep updating the plane anyway. So eventually I'll make a checklist for this thing, and then I'll do a cold and dark video for everybody. Otherwise, that should be it. Should be pretty straightforward. Let's see if I can do this super fast. There we go. Using 6 fingers to do that. Alright, let's hop inside and let's get going. First thing we're going to do, though, is shut the door, which I need preset for. We actually have to go outside, I guess, to shut it. What if I click this and hop inside super fast? Then it's like we shut the door. Everybody okay? Yes, Dad. Alright, let's hop in front and let's see. Without a checklist, let's see if I can remember what to do. Well, we're going to come down here, and we're going to push a bunch of buttons. Let's turn the battery buttons on. Let's do, we don't have beacons, let's do strobe. Let's do, we don't need any oxygen yet. We don't need generators until it's on. We don't need de-ice until it's on. And I have 2 elephants upstairs, apparently. Batteries on. Anything for fuel? Those are flaps. Fuel is auto, so I think it's just going to be started up. Can it be that simple? Let's watch your engine gauges here, over here maybe, and see if they stay running. If they stay running, then we will be good to go. That was easy. I just had to remember to do the throttle forward, or the fuel forward on my yoke. So process for that. Turn on the batteries, turn on the strobe, confirm fuel is on auto, flip up fuel on the yoke, and do run. That was it. That's easy. So now, with that's going and stable over here, we can do generators, and oxygen, fresh air. Let's do probe heat now, and then landing lights and nav lights at the end of the runway, and let's do de-ice now too, because we can. What's this? This like brightness? Yeah. Okay, we'll keep it up most of the way because it's like 3:45 in the sim, I think. World weather is turned on. Oh, we didn't do fuel. Hang on, we didn't do weight and balance, did we? We skipped that step. I don't know how long the flight's going to be, so let's set it for 2:45 or so. And world weather's turned on, and it's almost 4 o'clock sim time. Okay. Does this go away? I don't think this goes away. That's a VR thing. Alrighty. And these look like the vents in my old Saturn Aura. And my kids are already yelling at each other. Why? Why are they yelling at each other already? Anyway, what's this down here? I don't think this does anything, or does it? Yeah, you can do stuff with this. You can do doors with this. There are a few options. They're adding options whenever they update this. None of these really work, but they will someday, I'm sure. So this default Cirrus isn't quite payware level, but it's between freeware and payware level quality. So it used to be that the default Cessna was the underrated airplane. This is also becoming underrated as well, for default for sure. And then there's your radio stuff. Okie dokie. That's audio, we don't need to listen to that. That's really all there is to it. For startup anyway. So now we need to get over to the flight planning. So this is very easy to use, but I have to start from scratch every single stinking time. Let's see. So let's do flight plan. Let's do menu. Let's delete the previous flight plan. Do we do enter to highlight? We should push something. Do we just do that to highlight? How do we highlight this? I know I'm going to remember. Push that. There you go. Just like in the other one. Okay. So we are starting at Golf Lima Romeo Bravo, and we want to go to, where are we going? Golf Foxtrot Lima Lima. So do we go like this? Yes. Golf Foxtrot Lima Lima. Freetown Lungi. Sure. Sierra Leone. There we go. Let's hit enter. There we go. And let's actually go direct. There's no direct on here. Of course there has to be a direct on here. Where's my direct? Is it under here? It is right in front of my face. Direct activate. Yeah, you betcha. Okay. What's the distance? 221 nautical miles. Why am I planning all these flights that are way longer than I think? That's okay. So once we're in the air, we'll use autopilot to sightsee, and then we'll do an instrument approach based on weather, which will actually approach like this and do that. Right, just like that. Alright, you can even see where you are on the airport. How awesome is that? I think it does terrain. I think it does all this fun stuff. You can go through all these menus and screw around. Yeah, topography, terrain. Yeah, the red means you're going to hit something. Airways, don't really care at the moment. Next red is your radar, which since we have real weather, let's turn it on. Okie dokie. Declutter. Let's not do that right now. So what are we going to do? We are going to head over here, pull up real world weather, see what our weather is right now, and it says 2997. We're at 2972. Oops, let's not do that. Barometer is outside one. 299er. Whoa, if you hold it down, it goes too fast. 2997. I have to remember this isn't the same as the Eclipse, so you can't click on these. You actually have to like either pop it out or use these things. 2997. Wind 210 and 11. So for X-plane, that's a strong wind. So take away the 0. 21. Do we have a runway? 21. Yes, we do. We have 22. So 22 is going to be this one right here. So basically, we're going to turn to the right and find the end of the runway. Piece of cake. And then we'll choose our approach based on the weather at the arrival airport when it's time to do that. I'm going to use whatever procedure is in the G1000. And then if we have different stars, I'll Google them, things like that. We'll pick the appropriate one so we don't go in a zigzag like we did last time, where we were going from here to here. We ended up going like this because I picked the wrong star. Okay, so I think that's it. It's all the checklist. I'm trying to think. We did weight and fuel. We did startup. We did flight planning. Everybody's buckled and ready to go. That should be it. We don't have taxi lights. We just have landing lights, which we'll do at the end of the runway. So let's hop out to taxi view. Take off the parking brake. Give this thing some gasoline. And head on over there. My personal volume is very low because I'm not wearing headphones today. Simply because my ears need a break. So we're just going to taxi along. I kind of want to watch or look at the airport for a minute just because somebody went through all the trouble of modeling this place. So let's try doing this where we taxi while we look at the airport. Is that really going to work for us? Kind of works. We're going to have to go like this though. There we go. Then we can look around while we try to taxi. Nice low clouds today. Whoops. It's hard to taxi when you're looking around. Nice low clouds. Otherwise, beautiful area. We're obviously using the correct active runway because that's where the 737 is. And I forgot to check for ATIS. I've been forgetting ATIS again, haven't I? I used to be really good about checking for ATIS on every flight, and then we had so many airports without ATIS that I just stopped remembering to check for the bigger airports. So anyway, let's hop inside. Whoa, let's taxi up to this 737. We might have to wait a little bit, and then we'll get ready to take off here in a moment. Alright, we don't want to get too close because we'll get a little bit of prop wash even as he taxis. I don't know why he's just sitting there. There is no incoming aircraft. I don't have world traffic or anything, so it's not like we're waiting for anything. Let's stop here. If it doesn't take off soon, then we will just go right through them because I don't have time to sit and wait. Since we're here, let's make sure everything is on. First set of flaps down, right down here should say, where is it? Down here should say flaps 50%, 190 knots, 100. You can do half flaps 190. Full, oh yeah, of course. I should write those things down. All right, he's not going anywhere, so let's just taxi through him. You know what that means, right? As soon as we get out there, he's gonna taxi through us. So let's see. While we're waiting here, or while we're going through, is there a clock in here to set our time? I think there's a clock over here somewhere. I don't see a clock. I swore last time I found a clock to time. But, oh well, we'll figure it out once we are... Oh, hello. There's a lot modeled in there. Ooh, that's creepy. I'm sure once we're in the air we'll figure it out. So, note to self. Check the time of the video and when we land so I can get a flight time because I don't know where the clock is. We're just going to roll on out. We're going to take off right away. And then we'll look for a clock later. What I mean is like stopwatch clock. Okie dokie, lights are on, everything's ready to go, flaps are good to go, fuel is set on auto. And away we go. I don't know our V speeds. I'm just going to take off at like 90 something. What's that, 80 something? 90 something, and give a little bit of pop up. Come on. There we go. Needed more rotate than I thought we would. Flaps coming in, step on the brakes. And gear coming in, and we'll just fly runway heading here to get some speed. There you go, flaps up, gear up. I don't think there's anything to turn off. Jets are so much, or little personal jets and business jets are so much simpler than commercial jets. Can't really see anything out the sides. Let's trim this thing a little bit. We could probably climb at a more aggressive rate, but I'm not terribly worried about it. Oh, look at this. You can see it's right over the runway on the G1000. That is so cool. Let's have a quick look out the windows. Oh, this thing is so easy to fly. It's ridiculous. Let's see if we can stay out this window while we come up through the clouds. I guess we're going to miss our departure sightseeing out the outside the aircraft, but that's okay. We'll just use this. I want to hopefully get through these clouds soon so I can get up and see what speed we're at so we don't stall. I'm slowly trimming down so that we don't stall, which means we're not climbing as aggressively as we could, but that's okay. Let's just enjoy this for a moment without my rambling. And just like that, we pop through the top of the clouds. I kind of want to look at more cloud action, but we really do have to go up front. Alrighty, let's use that to get us toward the purple line. So now, can we do this? Yeah, we can just watch instruments while we do this. Alrighty, so what do we do for autopilot on this one? Shouldn't be too much different than the Eclipse, but it's been a long time. Alright, so autopilot's down here. There we go. We can look at our gauges while we set this up. Okay, so we want to get, well, the thing is we want to get this to be way higher than 10,000 feet. So how do I set our cruise altitude here? I also just noticed when you pop this out, your autopilot's over here too. There's altitude right there. So let's use altitude here. Oh, altitude's right there. Okay, I see it now. Let's set this. Oh, that just jumped up to 20-some thousand feet. Yeah, that's fine because it's going down again. Hang on. Alright, it's a long flight. Let's set cruise to 23,000 feet. 100 because that's what I picked. Let's do this alt here. No. Shoot. That's not what I wanted. That would be instant alt. Okay, so let's bring this back up to 20-something thousand. There, 22,200. Okay, because we can. Whoop, let's go straight here. Let's use our gauges to see what we're doing. Let's do vertical speed. Let's do vertical speed at 1,800 feet per minute. So we got alt set to 22.2. Vertical speed at 1,800 feet per minute. Will this... Oh, okay, now autopilot's on. Let's do vertical speed again. Come on, vertical speed. Goodness gracious. So I'm trying to figure out... So that must mean autopilot is on if it's green. So we're going to do 1,800 feet per minute, which we are. Is this going to capture 22.2? Push to sync means instant right now. It'll be instantly whatever altitude we are. Hitting altitude will instantly grab the altitude we're at right now. I don't know. Let's hit nav now. Let's wait. Is this set to nav? We want to do nav. Is that going to automatically get us with the purple line, or do we have to do the CDI somewhere? I don't know. Sure looks like it's going to capture the purple line automatically. I didn't hit anything to tell it to other than nav. Okay, we're stumbling through this together. Like I said, it's been a long time, but we think we got this. I just want to know if it's going to capture our altitude, because this button and this button will do our instant altitude. Autopilot is on because it's green. I hit nav and it seems to be capturing it, even though I didn't hit anything on here. Oh, it says nav right here. See, look. It says nav right there. So to me that means it's going to capture the purple line for nav. Default nav. Purple. Purple. Straightening us out to meet it. Okay. Because you know what I mean, right? And with the regular GPS, you have to use a CDI to determine if it's going to use your VOR radio or if it's going to use your GPS for nav. I would imagine you could do VOR stuff in here, right? You still have to be able to do VOR stuff in NDB. Well, no, a lot of airplanes cannot do ADF and NDB anymore. Oh well, it was working. Autopilot at the moment is working. I would like to get your heading bug lined up though, in case autopilot goes kitty wampus on us. So where's the heading bug thing? Right here. Push to sync it. Very nice, but it's still following nav as far as I understand. GPS. Okay, up here tells us it's going to follow GPS. Autopilot, yaw damper, and I assume it's doing nav still and not heading, even though I pushed heading. You see what I mean? Even though I pushed heading, I'm hoping it's still on nav because I didn't use that heading, but sometimes it gets weird and it messes up. I think we're good. I'm sorry we stumbled through that, but if you're wondering yourself, that's how you do it. And what do we got? What are we looking at here? Looking at an hour flight time. And it's so long. There it is. Okie dokie. We don't have destination weather yet, so we don't know what runway or approach to use. So I'm going to give you a little bit of sightseeing. Well, I guess we can turn landing lights off now, can't we? Landing lights off. And we need to do standard barometer. Push. How do I do 299 or 2 instantly? We're just going to go with that. Okay. That should be it. Hopefully I can create my own startup checklist from that. Anyway. I should do a default or a cold and dark start video on this airplane too. I know there's a bunch out there, but people asked me to do them, and now I can do one if I succinct my notes, including how to use autopilot. Ooh, should I do a cold and dark including autopilot? I don't know if I'm comfortable with autopilot enough yet, because I don't know how I got it to automatically do GPS with nav. Maybe I'm overthinking it because of the VOR thing, right? You have to do VORs on this, tune in VORs. I guess you would just do it through the computer and say, use this VOR as a waypoint. You can do VORs and then tell it this radio. That must be what it is. Anyway, I'm overthinking it. I'm going to shut up, give you some sightseeing, and then I'm going to visit SkyVector off camera and get some weather and an approach. Be back in a little bit. Alright, I know that wasn't a whole bunch of sightseeing, but we do have to fly a plane after all, so we're going to keep our throttles goosed all the way. That's fine. I did get our weather, and it's coming from 280 degrees at 8 knots. So if we come over here, 280 degrees is pretty much runway heading, coming in this way. So let's see what we have for approaches. Oh boy, let's see if I can figure this out. Procedure, select approach or select arrival? Select approach, right? There we go. Looks like it's runway 30 and 12. So VDM is VOR plus DME. So you get the VOR plus get the distance measuring equipment. Well, let's just ILS for, let's do the ILS for 30. So the wind is coming from 280, which is going to be just a little from our left. Just a little. So how do we go down? Like that. Good. Okay. Let's do ILS 30. Now vectors. Will this tell us what it looks like? CI 30. So is this where I have to go back to SkyVector and see which one we want to use? Let's do that. Alright, LL004 it is, based on what I see in SkyVector. 003 is way up. See, 003 right in front of my face. 003 is on there. 004 is not. 004 is down here. So we want that one. Let's do enter. There we go. We'll go like this, and then for some reason, oh, there's 150. Oh, wait a second. Now it shows up. How do I undo this? I guess we're just going to start over and go like this. Come on. ILS 30. And then we wanted D150. There we go. Is that really going to work? I don't know. Let's activate it. Then let's back out of this. And I have a lot of stuff in front of me here. How do I get rid of this crap? Oh boy. I know there's a way to get out of it. I know there's a way to get out of it because we have before. There we go, flight plan. Alright, so there we go. That looks right. We know what we're doing. Do we know what we're doing? Well, see, now I can't move the map. See, because you have to push it. See, I told you had to push it sometimes. There we go. Can we still zoom in? Yes. Oh, that should be nice. Very nice. Now here's the other cool thing. I think I've shown you before while we're at it. If you do flight plan, it should tell you your altitudes too. Isn't that crazy? So, at Delta 1150, we want to be at 4,000 feet. Oh my gosh, I know I'm wasting all of your time, but we're learning this together, right? That's the point of this channel, is we learn things together. So, we got to figure this out. And then fly this more often so we remember next time. Okay, bunch of sightseeing for you. I'll be back in about 15 minutes my time or so, and if the computer isn't descending us, we'll descend ourselves. So I'll see you then. Okay, so I found VNav by mistake, and if you have flight plan, it's right here. You don't even have to set it up. You just do it all on your own. So, or it does it on its own. So here was our altitude for the approach chart, and here's your VNav. So time to top descent, whatever it tells you, 4,000 at that. Vertical speed 1,400 feet per minute. And 110. I don't know if you can change that or not. Whoopsies, do we really want to do that? I don't know if you can get in and change this stuff, but that's what it's telling you. So in 1 minute you descend. Here's the question though. Is the computer going to do it for us? There it is marked there. There's the VS marked there for vertical speed, and that's our target, and that's where we're going. That's our distance. So I'm just curious if it's going to descend for us. It should, because that's lit up, and that's lit up, and that's lit up. We just have to keep an eye on our speed, that's all. It shows us, okay, it's not doing it for us. It's showing us that we're above guide scope, more or less. So is there a way to tell it to do that? VNAV, why do you think that VNAV button would capture, right? Let's do vertical speed then. Let's go down, what does it say? 1453. Let's go down 1500, bring back throttles a little bit so we don't overspeed. Bring back throttles a lot so we don't overspeed. There we go. And then when this catches up again, I guess we're going to bring this down to 4,000 quickly. 6, 5, 4. We went past it. So when this catches up, wait, what's our vertical? Oh, that screwed up our vertical speed. Vertical speed 14. Yeah, let's do 1500. And then once this catches up, we'll bring it to whatever the required is. See, vertical speed required. Let me zoom this in for you. Vertical speed target, vertical speed required to get there, right? So this tells us what to do without doing anything ourselves. If you can adjust this, I don't know, but it doesn't matter at this point. And then we do have to play with things, it looks like, to get it to follow it. It did not follow it on its own. You'd think hitting VNAV, it would follow it on its own. See, because VPath, off, on, you'd think it would follow it, but it didn't. If it can follow it, I obviously didn't do it correctly, because it didn't follow it. Looking at this, it looks like this also will be careful not to overspeed, because as we're getting closer to overspeed, this was coming up, which means this got all messed up. But that's okay. We're still doing okay. Yeah, now that's coming back down to 1500 as I slow the airplane down a little bit. Very nice. Let's get our destination weather, and then we'll continue here. So destination weather, I sure hope it shows up. It should. Oh yeah, there we go. LL, right? LL, Lima, Lima. Lima, Lima. We got elevation 83 feet. 29904. So let's see, can we get to this from there? 29904. Alrighty. 29, so runway 30. So pretty much a headwind when we land. A tiny, tiny, tiny crosswind from the left, and it's only 8 knots anyway, so I really shouldn't need to worry about much of a crosswind landing, since it's like 1 degree off, although our runway isn't exactly 300 degrees, but close enough. Alrighty, let's see here. Let's just keep an eye on the systems, and in 5 minutes we'll be bottom of descent, and we'll see here. It should level us off. What are we at? 11,000. We need to get down to 4,000. We might have to increase our rate of descent. No, it says 1,300 is actually coming down. Okay. Let's come down here then and make it say 1,400. And we'll let the computer do the work, I guess. Well, it's half doing the work. We still have to do some of it, but it's working. So sorry I'm stumbling through it, but you know, it's been 3 months since we've flown this thing. More than that, it's been like 4 months since we've flown this thing. And we're just trying to figure it out again. Alright, I wanted to watch us come down through the clouds, but we can't. We need to, what was it, 1970 it said? 1970. We have to get this thing ready to go for the next altitude here, which was 1970. So let's do 18, and let's do vertical speed of what? 1700. Oh my gosh, okay, this thing really wants to come down fast. Whoops, not 22. 18, 19, let's bring back throttles to buy us more time laterally. Let's slow down to about 180 or so. Get comfortable in our chair. We can't see anything, so we have to rely on the computer stuff. I think we should see the runway if we didn't have clouds from here. I'm pretty sure we'd be able to see it. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's get rid of that. Actually, no, let's keep this on there. Let's get up here. Let's land this airplane. Let's get down to flap speed and gear speed. Autopilot is still on. I want to see if ILS will do this for us without having to switch over on a button. Let's get gear down now. That'll cause some drag. And let's get in within flap range here. Altitude is at 22. Alrighty. And first set of flaps. We got to keep an eye on all these things at the same time. Now what do we need to be at? Next is runway. Okay. So, is it going to hold us off in 1970? Yes. Let's use throttle because we're going to slow down while we level off. You still have to come down now. So is this going to take over? Are we going to pick up an ILS here? Is this a glide slope? It says G. That has to be glide slope. Okay, here it comes. Keep that throttle up. Keep that throttle up. Look at our speed come down. We want to stay. Well, I don't know what approach speed is for this because I don't have a checklist. Let's say it's 140 or so. I don't know. 110, 120, 130. Alright, glide slope is coming down. Let's see if the computer will pick it up for us or if we need to follow it by hand. I'm very curious. Is there an approach on the approach? There's an approach. Let's do approach. Is there an approach showing up? That was autopilot, not approach. Whoops, I hit the wrong one. Approach. Dang it. Nav. Shoot, did I just screw up our attempt here? I think I got it back in time. Localizer. It changed from GPS to localizer. So it should come down on its own. Or did I screw it up by bumping autopilot? Approach. 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 Okay, fine. It probably would have done it, but I bumped the wrong button. I meant to hit the approach button, hit the autopilot button. It screwed everything up. So that's on me. So we're not going to learn today if it would have followed it in on its own. I'm assuming it would have, but we're not going to know. So let's just follow the glide slope ourselves. We'll use the green here to line us up the runway. We know we're to the left of the runway. We're going to use the green dot here for our glide slope. There we go. We need to move over to the right more, and we need to level off. So pitch up to slow down, throttles to level off. Let's slow down to about 120 or so. What was the second set of flaps? Did it say? Oh gosh, where is it? Doesn't matter. 120 or something? I don't know. We cannot take our eyes off this. Second set of flaps. I think I have the runway in sight. I think those dots right there. I think we're way above glide slope. Yep, there it is. We're lined up nicely. Our speed is way too slow. This has to be too slow for final approach. So pitch down for speed, throttles, so we don't descend too quickly. We want to get on glide slope. Reporting runway in sight. Slight crossing from the left. I feel it has blown us to the right a little bit. There we go. So again, would the computer have brought us into minimums? I assume so, but I bumped the wrong button, which reset everything, and I didn't have time to re-establish everything. So we're just gonna fly by hand. And like I've said before, talking to my real-life pilot friends, most of the time you hand fly it in anyway, otherwise you get bored and complacent, unless you're doing the certification for CAT 3 or whatever. But one of my real-life pilot friends said as soon as the rules would allow him hand fly, he'd hand fly down from like 18,000 feet, that type of thing. Radio's compensating for the wind a little bit too much. Let's get down on that glide slope. Let's bring back final approach speed to about 99. We'll use the eclipse numbers. Let's use 99 for final approach. Touchdown between 66 and 90. In this case, it looks like it's 75 based on the tape down below. And let's just fly this in. We are now using visual. There we go. Doesn't even feel like a crosswind now. That's very nice. So we're just going to hover over this because I don't know what actual stall speed is. So here we go. We're going to come down. Just hover over it. I don't care how long we land. Throttle's back now. Slight flare, but not much. Just let it come down all on its own. All on its own. There we go. Nose wheel down very so slightly. Let's get recentered. Flaps coming in. And we'll just roll this out because I don't know where the taxiways are. Flight time, I'm going to have to use editing to put it up on the screen because I don't know what that was because I never did find a clock. I actually forgot to look. So if there is a stopwatch or, you know, chronology, chronometer, whatever they're called, whatever the fancy word is for a chrono, if there's a stopwatch in here, let me know. I never found it. Alright, here we go. Let's step on the brakes, which will be like slamming on the brakes on this thing. And let's find a place to go. Looks like these are the ramps, and we're not really set up for a ramp, but we'll find a place to park over here. We usually come up with our own thing anyway. Alrighty, let's stop right here a second. And I don't have a track list in front of me, but if I did, we would probably say turn landing lights off, turn nav lights off. Pitot heat can come off. We'll leave the de-ice. We can probably turn de-ice off right now. We'll keep the fresh air and oxygen on for right now. That'll stay on. These will stay on. So let's find a place to park. Let's see here. What's over here? Nothing. What's over here? Looks like the FBO might be there. Maybe. I don't really know, but let's go over there anyway. We'll use that as a parking spot. We're totally breaking all the rules, but that's how we roll here on the Tall Turtle channel. Alright, so let's see if I can do this valid checklist. We're going to come up here and we're going to slam on the brakes. We're going to set the parking brake, and I think, let's see, I think we're just going to kill the engines, right? Like that. Everything should turn off like it is. And then I think all we need to do is just turn off the oxygen, the strobe, the generators, and the batteries, and that should be it. Should not have to do anything more than that. Then we open the doors, wherever that is. Right there. And we can hop outside, and there you have it. So I need to make a checklist for myself so things are a little more smooth. The autopilot thing could have been smoother. The G1000 could have been smoother, but like I said, we only see a G1000 every 3 months or so. So apologize for being a little rusty on that, but unless I fly it all the time, probably run into the same issue next time. Oh, we're getting that weird stutter thing. We're still on 11.41. Can't wait for 11.5. Very excited about it. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the flight. Welcome to Sierra Leone. I certainly enjoyed the flight. We're getting closer to 1,000 subs. We had a big jump in subs because my Minecraft people came over from my Minecraft channel to this channel. I know you might be guffawing at that, but I am going to do Minecraft again on this channel once the PulseSource Junior server updates in 1.16. Just because I can't manage multiple channels with my crazy home life, work life schedule. So, Flight Sim, Forza, and the return of Minecraft with my flight people watching Minecraft. There must be, because there's a lot of views on those Minecraft videos, so thank you for those of you who watch everything. But if you're for Flight Sim, I totally get it. This used to be a Flight Sim only channel. But regardless, share with your friends. Please like, please subscribe, please put your flight requests in the description below. I'm thinking of starting a Discord so we can talk about flights and music and Forza and Minecraft and flight suggestions and all that stuff. Haven't decided. It'd just be a community-based thing. It wouldn't be an ego-driven thing. So I haven't quite decided. Let me know if you wouldn't mind having a Discord. I know everybody has thousands of Discords in their Discord list. So let me know if you want yet another Discord. I'll see you next time.